Hey guys, what's up? It's Lizzie Jane. We're back with another podcast this week. I had the chance to sit down with Melbourne-based electronic producer Benson. He makes music all across the board. He was in town to play a Wicked day party in Denver, Colorado with 128 Promotions, and I had the opportunity to chat it up with him. He has released his newest record, which is a collaboration with What's So Not and Lucy Lucy, called Lights Go Out. It is a phenomenal record. We get into some specifics there and talk about the record itself and break it down. You may have heard his previous releases on labels such as Sweat It Out, Ministry of Sound, Sony, and many more. He also runs his own boutique label, Medium Rare Recordings. He is bouncing back and forth consistently from Australia to LA, really establishing himself in the United States, and people are just eating it up and loving him. I cannot wait for the next time that I get to see a Benson set. Let's tap in. This is Lizzie Jane, and you are tuning into the Lizzie Jane podcast with special guest Benson. Benson, you are here in Denver, Colorado, all the way from Australia. You just finished up a huge cruise festival and an Australian tour, and you're here to bless the Mile High City with some killer house beats. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's good to be back in Denver. Great city on, I would say, on Earth.
Denver's a very special place.
Yeah.
I learned very quickly moving here that a lot of us are transplants, quote unquote, for a reason. Like, we're both from Florida, and everyone I know here except for AP has moved here because they fucking love it here.
Yeah, what's with that? Is this a lifestyle?
I think it's the lifestyle. I think it's the mountains. I mean, I moved here. I always joke I moved here for the mountains, but I stayed for the music.
I like that. Yeah. Cool.
It's very much so just a young city where people don't really I would say they don't live to work, they work to live, and they have this really cool balance. And then just coming out here as a fellow producer, I knew Red Rocks existed, and I knew AEG had some very cool stuff, but man, I had no idea about the community. So you've played here before?
Yeah, this is my third time. I think I first played in 2022. I've done 2 at the Larimer Lounge, but this is my first day party.
Love Larimer.
So get some of the sunscreen out today.
Oh,
it's pretty
absolutely.
hot. Yeah.
You're very close to the sun here.
Yeah, and I'm family background's Irish, so obviously it turns to tan, but I'll probably just put some.
I'm Irish too. I'm Irish too. Yeah, I can drink a lot, tan easy. You burn, and then it goes to a crisp, beautiful tan.
Yeah,
and it's very nice, but it's definitely a fine line.
Yeah, to be honest, I usually just burn. I don't really tan. Yeah. I'm just drinking.
I feel like Australia is pretty sunny.
It is, but I was just back there for 3 or 4 weeks doing a tour there, and it's the middle of winter at the moment, so I've come in a little bit extra pasty at the moment.
Ooh.
So
that's all of us in about 3 months. 4 months. Yeah. Just give us that time. I'll be white as a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're making the most of it, though.
So where are you from in Australia? And I just know because I've sat down with a good amount of Australian producers. I just had Torn Foot on
Torn's a good friend.
2-3 weeks ago. He was the absolute shit. We had a ball talking back and forth. And I met just a really good handful of producers where you guys have this really tight-knit community, but you're all kind of spread out. You're a little bit spread out.
Yeah. I grew up in Melbourne, Australia. It's got a really good, strong dance music scene there.
Melbourne's the place to be.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, there's some other really good clubs throughout the country, but obviously growing up there, it's probably a little bit more biased, but there's just always something happening.
Yeah.
And I think, we were chatting on it before, but Torrin, I think he's had a chat before, and it's one of those cities where you can go out on Friday and come home on Monday.
That's what he said.
Which is really fucking dangerous. But
that's Bender.
Yeah.
Be fucking careful.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's really great. There's a lot of us who sort of grew up in that area. We played a lot of the nightclubs growing up together. We're playing till 4 till 6 a.m. in the morning. There's me, Torrin, Dom, Dollar as well.
Yeah.
Airwolf. There's a really and it's always good to see a bunch of other Aussies
killing it.
Doing well in the States, and
man, it's
flying the flag. So it's kind of it's a quite a cool moment, like when you look back, sort of all playing together, and then everyone's out here like playing, doing their own thing, but not just here, but around the world as well, which is cool.
I think a lot of like fans and consumers really don't understand like the severity of what you all have to go through in order to be here, and like what it actually looks like financially and touring wise, and like what you have to pay to the States, and then what you have to pay in taxes.
I'm just finding out about all that stuff now. It's
Friday. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's definitely a big risk, but like it's it's to get to first off get a visa to be able to work in America. It's like quite a difficult process.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap. But once you sort of get in, I think the country's just so big, and there's just so many places to play and so many different communities to tap into. It's just worth to have a crack. And obviously go back home a few times a year and do some shows still. But it's just it's just so much out here to offer, and it's exciting because growing up and DJing in Australia for like the last sort of 10 years, you play a lot of the cities, but it's this time around, like living in America, you're going to places for the first time. It's like really exciting again, and it kind of just fires you up a bit.
And the thing about America is every market is so different. Every city is so different.
Right.
What people fuck with in Denver is so different than what people fuck with in Detroit and Chicago and New York and Miami. And I think that's just like, it's a little bit of a puzzle for an artist, but it's so exciting. And then once you kind of like conquer the first round, you're like, oh, they really fuck with me. And oh, like next time I go back, I'm going to really like read the crowd and kind of cater this a little bit differently.
Yeah. Something about them, I think, like, that whole 128 crew, they're
special. They're really fucking
when
sick.
I first came in, I'm like, I feel like they were my best friends.
Yeah.
And like, I did stick around at their house till like 6 a.m. until they forced me to leave. But like
quality bonding.
Yeah,
time.
It was quality bonding. Yeah. And the next time, it was the same. Just had a really good time. And then to come back for a third time is, it's probably one of the places I played the most since living in America. So
love it.
Something about it.
There's something about it, and it's very interesting because, like, Denver to the average stateside EDM connoisseur is the dubstep mecca, is the bass capital.
It's
the Wooks.
Look Central?
It's Wook Central.
Yeah.
And now just seeing Regenerate, which is what Torin played 2 weeks ago, and even, like, when I moved here, one of my first events at Red Rocks I went to was the 2 nights for Dom Dalla. There's this, like, driving underground house and techno culture that is just like thriving to grow.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more and more I see it and really try and tap in and pay attention to it, because I produce like melodic bass, drum and bass.
Sick.
Music
I love that. I love drum and bass.
lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I've dabbled here, but it's always been hard for me to sit down and speak and kind of talk shop with a lot of like house and techno guys. And AP has really helped me because I'm like, look, I know how to do this, but a lot of the teams are like, oh, your discography is like so much of like D&B and bass and like we want house artists and we want this. And now I've been able to really sit down with like a lot of you guys and tap into this culture, and like the people here love it. They love it.
Yeah, I've just noticed like there's so many shows that
many
like
shows
built up, like they don't necessarily have crazy like streaming Spotify numbers, but they can sell out like a Red Rocks, it's like a real community, like that world is really community based, and that shows with the fans constantly showing out and going to all the shows.
And it's very interesting, and I would like be curious to see your take in like Australia too, because it's like if you look at any of like your all streams, like if you just want to go based on the Spotify monthly average listener, which we understand is not an accurate representation of who is actually listening to your fucking music. If you put out a song with Tiesto, you're going to have 1 million fucking monthly listeners, 12 million, but it's not an average kind of median of who's actually fucking with you. But whenever you look at somebody from overseas, like you guys have like stratospheric streams.
Yeah.
Here, it's exactly what you just said. There are people who don't have the crazy streams on their records.
Yeah.
But they can go and they can sell fucking 2,000 tickets like that.
Yeah.
And is it like that in Australia?
Yeah, it actually is. There's some really good young acts, especially coming through, that I like that. Like, especially in, I guess it's like techno, but it's like that harder house, like faster dance music that's really popping up at the moment. There's like a really big wave of these young kids coming through, like Sam Alfred and like Storm and these guys who, just these people just gather cult followings and like
it's the community.
Yeah. And I love a good cult. So
we love
it. So
we love a good cult.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I mean,
so
I need to start building out the Benson cult out in Denver a little bit more. So yeah, I have to keep coming back.
It's such a thing here too, where obviously you have tons of places that you would hit in Australia, but it's different here because it's almost like every state is kind of like a country.
Yeah.
And you realize very quickly that you kind of have to do it in every market.
Yeah.
Because it's so vastly different and you're tapping into so many different like cultures and communities. But once you like have that train start moving and start rolling, the word of mouth travels. Because there's kids who travel for shows all the time. Like just like even shows like this, like I've met people before. They're like, yeah, we came from Vegas. Yeah, we came from LA. Like, I'm like, okay, fuck yeah.
I when I first came out here, other Australian band Rufus, mates from back home, they were playing at Red Rocks at the same time, and I got to go up and see them perform.
Beautiful.
Like, so I got to check out the amphitheater, which is amazing. But touching on like people traveling for shows, especially in America and here,
Red Rocks.
I was out the front collecting my tickets, so they left me at the box office, and I had 2 spare ones. And there was a guy and a girl, like a couple that had flown over from Arizona, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was her birthday. The boyfriend organized the tickets, but he bought fake, and he paid like $900 US per ticket, and they got to the box office and they were fake. And his girlfriend was crying out front, and I was like, I ran up, like, I'll just check if I've got it. Didn't tell them. And then I went to the box office. I'm like, hey, do I have a +2 on my list? Like, you do. So I came back, got the ticket.
Good man.
And the guy was like, damn, bro, you saved my ass. Like, I've ruined the birthday
with you. He was going to break up with me.
Yeah,
we were never going to be together.
He somehow tracked me down on Instagram the next day. He's like, mate, you literally saved my relationship. Thank you so much. Because I think he was in the shit after that one. But
people suck.
Yeah.
That's such a thing out here. Is that a thing at home?
Yeah. I think kind of anywhere now that just
Eventbrite, Live Nation, all Ticketmaster, all that fun stuff. It's crazy.
But
people just fall for it. It's hard because I feel like we are very trained, and it's like we work in this industry, so we don't think about it a lot. Yeah. But man, sometimes you'll just see, and it's hard when it's like your fans and they get fucked. You're just like, wait, I'm mad for you. Like, this sucks.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad that we got that done. But
what a story. That's a cool story.
Paying $900 for tickets is wild.
People
as well.
do it all
and
the
fake
time.
ones, which is sucks. So
fake ones. Oh,
but
God.
True fans though, they're committed to it.
True fan. People here. I mean, Americans love Aussie artists. I don't know like what it is, but if an artist can get over here and they have something cool going on, man, they just blow the fuck up eventually.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, I think Australians and Americans sort of get along really well. Like,
I think. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
That's so interesting because I really feel like that way.
Yeah.
I do feel that way.
Especially in certain cities like Denver, and there's different markets that I feel like that.
I have a lot of Aussie artists that are in my lane, like Blank.
Yeah.
He lives like fucking 5 miles that way.
Yeah.
And then like Sippy, she lives out in LA.
Does Blank live out here?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
JP lives out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives out here and he's not home a lot, but he's fucking here.
Yeah.
And there's a handful of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't want to deal with LA, they come here. I think here is a great secondary option.
Yeah.
LA is a lot. Have you spent any time in LA?
Yeah, well, I mean, I moved to LA about almost 2 years ago. So I've been pretty much based there since September 2022.
Where are you around? Do you know the neighborhoods well enough yet?
Yeah, I'm sort of around that Well, when I first moved, I was in West Hollywood, like right in the thick of it for a bit.
Yeah, you were in the thick of it.
In the last few months, I've sort of floated around a bit. Like I've got rid of my lease, and I wanted to check out some other spots. And so a little bit of Silver Lake.
I love
Silver Lake. Yeah, I love it down there.
That's where all the little hippies go, and they're chill. And it's not as materialistic. Man, I can't remember it. There's a bar in Silver Lake that every time I'm there, I go to, and it makes you feel like you're in Brooklyn. It doesn't make you feel like you're in LA, and it's got this big outdoor area. And you always see like Eric Andre and Jennifer Aniston and all these fucking like directors. They're all just like fucking chilling, and I'm like, this is the vibe.
Yeah, it's a good vibe down there. Yeah, I love it.
I fuck with Silver Lake. That's a good area.
Yeah,
That's a good area. Cool. Well,
cool.
Yeah, I feel like because Torrin also lives out in California, right?
Well, Torrin is actually, he is one of, his life is a fucking, I would not want to be doing it because like he works crazy, but he has a young son.
I know,
Fred.
we talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about
so
it.
his wife and their son are in Melbourne. Torrin, in between shows, works out on the docks, right? And he drives those huge cranes to pick up the shipping containers, right?
Oh, shit.
So he'll work like 15 days in a row to get enough time to like acquire leave so he can have like 5 days off. And he'll come to America, he'll play 4 or 5 shows, he'll fly back, and he'll go straight back to work. And then in between that and after work, he makes music, obviously looks after his son, and spends time with the family.
So much respect.
Yeah.
Holy
it's insane.
Shit.
It's insane. So shout out to Torrent. That's fucking mental.
Well, just even being like a dad doing this and not being stateside is a lot.
Yeah, I think he was telling me that last year he came out like 10 times or something, throughout the year, which is a lot of travel. But
God,
I'm just going to pivot. So this whole chat's going to be about Torrent.
I know. Shout out to Torrent. Shout out to Torrent.
Raw dogging those
That's
flights.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it's a thing here too, and it's something that I think a lot of artists, especially here, because they have this like, oh, I'm a DJ and I'm a producer and I don't have to work other jobs and I don't have to do other things. And man, everybody gets paid like shit until you're in the top 10%. And I have a day job. Most people I know that are nationally touring have other jobs.
Yeah.
I do like audio engineering. We do Patreon stuff. I do this podcasting stuff with like advertisers. Like you have to be like so fucking innovative to use your skill set to like make fucking money to keep doing shit like this in order to like keep fueling your passion until you reach that point.
Yeah, I think the good thing about it, which is like maybe it was post-COVID, like now it's like, I don't know if there was a stigma around if you were working a job and doing music, then you weren't really doing music, but you are.
It's like this unspoken thing.
Yeah. But it also, if you have a backup finances, like you can pick and choose the things that you want to do with music rather than just relying it solely for money.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that stresses you out. And I think for me, when I went full in and I left my job and I was just doing this, just surviving off of touring money, it took anything that was creative in me and threw it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Because financial stress is one of the worst fucking stresses you can have as an adult.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. It sucks.
It's terrible. And you're going to go through it anyways. I mean, pandemic. Perfect fucking example. Yeah. Everybody's lives just stopped. It didn't matter where you were. Didn't matter. And then out of that, you just had to be like, holy fuck. And I just said, I'm never going to put myself in that position again. Like that can't happen.
Good to have a safety net, especially after things like,
absolutely.
Pandemic.
So for you, like, obviously you started DJing, did that all over Australia for a very long time, got your footing. Did you make music from the bat? Did you, when did you step over into the producer side? Like, talk to me about your, creative process.
Well, yeah, I started DJing when I was in, high school. Just like a friend's birthdays, in the backyard.
Love it.
Raves in the shed, Yeah. There was, so I started off doing that. And then that was in Melbourne. And when I turned 18, my parents moved to north of Sydney, to a little beach town.
Okay.
About an hour north of Sydney. I'd finished high school and I dropped my music down to this local club, sent them a mixtape. And there was a lot of other DJs in the area, and I thought, the only way I don't have a bunch of all my high school friends are back in Melbourne. I was only there for a couple of years, but I thought the only way that I could maybe get ahead is if I start producing music.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in that area weren't doing that. And
just DJ.
It was still like, this is like, like 13 or maybe longer, 14 years ago, maybe 15. So I was probably like 17 or 18 at the time.
Wow.
And we're like, I just started off like that. And I like, honestly, it was some of the fucking worst music I've ever heard in my life.
But you were doing it.
Yeah,
the only way you start, you suck.
Yeah.
Everybody sucks when they start.
Having a go and then just put in the hours and just sort of use that. Like if I could get good at that, it would be like another like, point of difference, as an artist. And a couple of years later, I moved back to Melbourne. And then by that time, I'd sort of started to get progressively better just over the years.
It happens. Put your time in.
Started releasing on some labels and doing some remixes, and then eventually started my own record label as well. So, yeah.
So let's talk about that. When did you start the label? What's the label called?
Yeah, so the label's called Medium Rare Recordings.
Okay.
And we started that 2014.
Okay.
So it's run by
going strong, decade later.
Yeah. So it's run by me and another producer called Low 99, who's also Australian. We have a few acts on the label as well, like KLP, Stace Cadet. We do some stuff. We released some music from like Bruno Furlan, some Nico
I fuck with Bruno Furlan.
Yeah. So
some of the first house music that was shown to me was Bruno.
Yeah. So it's sort of slowly grown over the years, and it's a really nice project to have as well, with working like on your own stuff, but just kind of working on helping other people.
Part
of
the vision.
Yeah. And part of building like a community as well. So it is really fun, and it's something that I enjoy doing. And it's good to have like another thing that's still in music, but not solely just
you grinding.
Yeah, just DJing as well. So it's fresh.
The community is so important. It's always so important. And do you feel like there were any artists that like you came up with or like really like helped like aid you in taking those like important steps to be nationally kind of recognized?
I think it's I'm trying to think I think around in 2015 or 16 there was a really big wave of acts that were starting to come through from Australia, like Flume and bands that we mentioned before, like Rufus and What's So Not and Analuno and Wax My Teeth.
I always forget all those fuckers are from there.
And even going back, like people like Tommy Trash, like all sort of was this big first wave, and like a lot of those people, and now that next wave is starting to happen, which is over like the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years. We've got Dom, you've got like Brux is another really good artist. She's in New York.
Yep. I actually am supposed to have a phone call with her for her to do this with me.
You should. She's great.
One of my managers works with her. Yeah. She's
really good. Odd Mob.
She just did a track with Nina
Geraci.
Yeah. I sat down with Nina at Vegas. Yeah, we did this in Vegas. Yeah,
they're really good.
She's lovely. She's a killer.
Yeah, really good. So there's like, and it's not just like house. It's just like people over across multiple different genres. But it's good. You all kind of like learn and help each other out, and then like any ideas that you have, like or tips with touring, or even just like supporting each other. It's really really good. So,
that's lovely. Yeah. Gosh, you guys have such a community that's made its way over.
And it's fun when you're playing at festivals. Like, I've met Nina at Lost Lands. At the airport afterwards. We were just sitting next to each other. And I think I took a phone call and she just like heard my voice. She's like, "You're Australian?" I was like, yeah. And I think we have the same agent as well. So
fun.
But it's always good to see other people doing well. It's really cool.
100%. Because like the trials and tribulations that they've gone through to like be here.
Yeah.
You just released a record with What's So Not and Lucy Lucy. Talk to me about the record.
Yeah, this is it's called Lights Go Out. Been working on it for over 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of firsts on the record. Like for me, I produced it I sent Chris a demo that we worked on together, and in the demo I was singing on it, but the idea was to get someone else to redo it.
Yeah.
But he sort of pushed for me to step outside the comfort zone, maybe try something different. So
first track,
dusted
first
off the old
record.
Australian vocal chords and had a go.
Love it.
So yeah, it came out really well. Our friend Lucy was on it. There's a couple other like interesting people involved as well. There's a band in Australia called the DMAs who are really big. One of the guitarists in there played in it. And then there's like a UK vocal sample that happens right before the drop. And we got the guy who did, I don't know if you watch Ali G back in the day, but there's a really famous jungle song called Wicked, Jungle is massive.
Okay, yeah.
So
Damn.
yeah, so he jumped on it as well and did like a little shout out. So it was really cool.
A lot came together for that record.
Came out a couple of weeks ago. The response has been really good. I think it was premiered at Chris Watson up premiered at Red Rocks.
Okay, when he played back here with DJ Snake.
Yeah, I think it's
Not Two. It was him, DJ Snake. Super, super cool lineup.
Yeah.
I remember it was like snowing or some shit.
Yeah,
It was sick.
So yeah, I guess it ties back to Denver. So I got its first play in Denver, and then I think the guy from that label was there, and he signed it. So he heard it. Was like, what was that song? And
I was like, let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
it all ties back into Denver.
It all ties back into Denver. You're here in Denver for your first day party headline. Hit Larimer before. Now you're just going to come back and keep building the community. What's some stuff that like is on the horizon that we can be excited about?
There's plenty of things in the works. A lot of collabs. I've got one with Vanessa, which is really excited about. Yeah, shout out to Vanessa.
Shout out.
She's awesome. We have been playing this track out for a little bit. It's coming out on Walker and Royce's label.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's penciled in for like end of September, but it's been getting some good support already. Like Dom Dollar's been playing it. The Walker and Royce guys obviously been playing as well, Vanessa. And it's been having some moments at some festivals over the last few months. So that's something I'm really excited about. I'm working on some more like UK sort of sounding things as well, with some guys over there called Circa, with some like sort of drill rappers and things like that, doing speed garage stuff.
Yeah. Garage is making its way over here. It's doing it slowly but surely.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything at the moment. Like it's still all got the same flavor, but
so much artistic freedom.
Yeah, and it's
so
fun.
Exciting.
It's all feeling good. So there's going to be plenty of singles coming out over the back half of this year. So it's
fuck yeah,
and just having fun with it.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
if you can't do that, it's not going to communicate to anyone.
Right.
It's just not. It's not. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Benson. I'm ready to see you kill your set. Thanks for joining us in Denver, and we are looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you for having me, and shout out to the people of Denver. It's good to be back.
Hey, you guys. Bye.